Well, I promised you a kind of in-depth wiring for this little bullet collator, so I've got kind of a jumbled mess here, but I've got a drawing of it that we'll go to in just a minute. And the reason I've got kind of a jumbled mess is this is not ready to be mounted yet. I've got to mount it in the box yet, and I've got to figure out how we're mounting it onto the press. So I'm probably going to put the controls, or the majority of them, in this little box, which mounts right here. But that's neither here nor there with that. We'll go over the components here, then we'll go over and look at the little drawing I've got to show you how I've got them wired up. The major components with this, of course, is we've got our motor here on the bottom, and then we've got our speed control, which consists of this module here and this little potentiometer. And there's a couple of different options available for this, and I'll kind of show you why I've chosen this one. I've added the switch on here, which isn't necessary because you can control it with the on-off switch here. We've got an off position there. The reason I added a separate switch is once I get my speed set here on the potentiometer, I think it's more beneficial to just leave it set at whatever speed you want and then just turn it on and off. We've got our relay module here, which shuts it on and off with our little photosensitive sensor here. And then we've got an LED to provide our light source. And in operation, we'll flip our switch on. We'll turn this potentiometer all the way up. Now see, we've got it set to where we don't have light to our sensor. Once we get light to the sensor, while it activates, you can see my little piece of tape rolling around up there, and maybe up in the mirror on the top for it. And you can adjust the sensitivity by this. You can adjust your sensitivity with this potentiometer right here. This little pot switch here. You adjust it to how sensitive you want it to be once it's mounted. But there it is in operation. Once the bullets drop in between and block the light source, why it shuts it off. Once the bullets have dropped on through and it cleared it out, why then it will start the collator again. Once it's blocked, why it goes off. So there's operation of it. And speeds controlled by the potentiometer. There's max speed on it, and we can slow it down to next to nothing. And I think this little motor has plenty of power. It doesn't need to turn exceptionally fast. There's enough torque to work both for the collator and probably a case feeder too. When I get to the case feeder, I'm going to at least attempt to use this same motor, and I think it'll work fine. I think there's plenty of power there. And then just without it. And once you shut it off, why it shut down. So that's all there is to it. Once you get them set up, it's a pretty simple wiring setup, but it also can be kind of confusing. I've gone through several of these little relay boards just because I've either wired them wrong or they've been bad relay boards to start with. You know, they're very inexpensive. They're Chinese built, of course, and I think you get some bad ones out of the whole batch. So anyway, let's go over to my little drawing. We'll go over that. All right, so here's my little crude drawing. I'll put links in the description to all of these components that I've used here in case you want to use them. The theory is kind of the same behind all of the little different controllers and everything. You just have to make sure your connections are correct, and usually you shouldn't have any problems at all. I will also, and I won't get it done today, but in the next couple of days, I'll get a PDF of this loaded to my website. So in case you miss it here, well, you can grab it off the website. What we've got is a 12-volt power supply, just a standard wall wart. It doesn't have to be a very powerful one at all. Make sure it's a DC power supply. And that's pretty much all there is for power supply. And each of these little boxes show a different component. This is the micro switch I added. There again, not real important whether you add that or not. I felt it was one that I kind of wanted. Here's our motor controller, and of course it comes with a potentiometer, so there's that unit. Here's our relay board, and it comes with the sensor. And then we've got an LED. LEDs are current direction sensitive, so make sure you wire it the right way, because otherwise they'll immediately burn out. And this is the JGY 370 motor that I've chosen to use. Well, I started with my motor controller, and the way this one is, and there again, just make sure that all the connections are the way you've got them with positive and negative, because there's been some variations on them, both on the relay modules and the motor controllers a little bit. So the way this 1803 BKW is wired is motor negative is your top one, your motor positive, your power positive, and your power negative. Now there's a couple of different controllers, and I've tried a couple of different ones. There's I believe it's a 1203 BKW or a 1203. It's got the whole module on one piece. So your speed control is part of the main board and is right on there. I actually prefer this one, and I think I had to wait on this controller. I think it's one that actually shipped directly from China. I like it a little bit better because the printed circuit board is smaller, so it's easier to put in a control box. The other one that I've had, where it's mounted on here, the control is quite a bit longer this way, and it doesn't fit inside the boxes as well. So anyway, I actually prefer this speed controller. The motor, your motor negative off of your speed control goes into the negative on your motor, and then the motor will come out, the positive on your motor comes out to your center post on the relay, is the way it is on mine. Now you've got 3 terminals here on your relay board. One will be a normally open, one will be a normally closed. Your common is going to be the center one, so that's where I ran my power to. And I've seen these both ways. I've seen the open on one side, and then I've also seen the normally closed on that same side. So just make sure your wiring's right there. I don't think you'll burn anything out there, but you won't. It'll work in reverse. You know, it'll normally, instead of running when the LED activates it, why you'll have to. It'll run all the time, and then when you put light to it, why it will shut down then. So anyway, that's the way that goes. Your sensor's included. It's just a plug-in on the photosensitive board that on every one I've seen. Now, off of power positive and power negative, it basically powers everything. So one way or another, I have 3 terminals going into my power positive and 3 into my power negative. Your negative from the wall wart goes into your negative side of the power. The positive off of the wall wart is going into my switch, and then from the switch into the power positive. Your LED, like I say, it's directional. I powered it from those 2 terminals, and the VCC, which is your positive on your relay board, powers off the power positive there, and the negative runs your ground right there. So like I say, it's a little bit crowded when you try and run all 3. Maybe better off to splice them before you get there and just run one wire into your relay board. Maybe a little bit easier to get them plugged in and wired up. That's the wiring that's worked for me. Like I say, I've had to work through this a little bit because I've had a couple of failures with relay board. Take your time, wire them up, and hopefully you won't have any problems at all. Like I say, we'll get this mounted to the website. I'll put links to all of these, which are Amazon links, in the description below, and I'll try and load them on the website at the same time too. So anyway, hopefully this will make it easier for you to wire up if you're going to do one of these projects. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section for me below. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.